Good, beautiful day. It's Friday, December the 2nd, 2022. This is Shortcuts for Your Soul, Friday edition Q&A. My name is William Michael Forbes. I'm a spiritual medium, a channel, and an intuitive life coach. And today you can basically ask your guides or angels or any other information or questions you want to have answers to. Feel free to ask them. If you're watching this, please remember to share this video, this link out to others. Give them a chance to come and receive the information that we also need at this point of time and space. They keep telling me that people are beginning to wake up in large numbers. A lot of people are becoming very sensitive, hearing different sounds, perceiving different frequencies, actually seeing flashes of light out of the corners of their mouth. The dimensions are crossing with each other right now as these higher ascension energies come up. So be mindful of this. A lot of people are getting caught up in thoughts and emotions that aren't even theirs. You know, it's really important to understand that thoughts and emotions are transmitted from your body, but they're also received by your body. So you can actually pick up the thoughts, emotions, and energies of other people, and they're not yours. So please bear that in mind, that not all thoughts, not all emotions are yours. You can actually psychically pick up other people's thoughts and emotions. So good morning, YouTube. Good morning, TikTok. Good morning, Facebook. This is a brand new day. And again, there's just so much change happening right now. I had Einstein come to me last night and he said, people don't realize that they're in a box. And I said, what do you mean they're in a box? And he said, people are caught up in the box of what they know. I said, what do you mean by that? He said, people are stuck in believing only what they know. Very few people can stand outside of what they already know. Even those that are, he said, even those that are highly educated are in the box of the education that they received. There's only a handful of individuals on this planet that are outside of the box. And he said, those are the ones that are running the planet right now. The ones that are actually living outside the box are the ones, in fact, that are running the planet. He said it is possible to get outside the box, but you have to understand the nature of what you are as something that's fundamentally different than the vehicle for your expression. And I said, what do you mean by that? And he said, your body's just a vehicle. The mind is just a vehicle. They're instruments. They're not who we are. He said, people have to learn to move out of them. Anyway, that was a conversation I found quite fascinating, because who you think you are may not be who you actually are. The thoughts in your mind, most of them aren't even our own, right? Very true. Hello, TikTok. Yeah, if you've got a question, please feel free to ask it, because this is Q&A day. This is for all of you guys who are watching this. If you've got guides, angels, ascended masters you want to communicate with, if there's a specific individual that's come, left their physical medium of expression, then you can ask them, and I'll see if I can bring them in and have them communicate what you would like them to communicate to you, what you need to receive from them. They're usually very excited when we reach out to people. There's a lot of misunderstanding around this concept of death that really must be cleared up. You know, death is not the end of your existence. It's the end of the physical medium through which you express yourself. This is so important to understand, that death is not the end of you. It is the end of the physical medium that you use to express in this physical dimension. Like what's a good example? You know, you take something like this tablet here. It's a medium for expression for the information that comes through it. If the tablet is broken, that tablet won't transmit that information, but there may be another device that will transmit information. So when you leave the body that you're in, you will eventually end up in another body. And I highly recommend that you learn how to wake up while you're in the body you're in. Otherwise, you'll just start off where you leave, right? You don't get to skip any corners in the process of creation. At least that's what I'm being told anyway. You don't get to skip any corners. So hello, YouTube. Hi, Holly. Good to see you. Hassan, good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Christopher. Hi, Drusilla and Marigold. Well, hello, Norma Jean on TikTok. Hi, Tammy. Yeah, please remember to share this. Yes, invite more friends if you can. Tell them to come and watch this and learn. There's so much information that is coming through at this time through many different channels throughout the planet. And let's talk a bit about what a channel is, or a spiritual medium or a psychic. They're simply individuals that have the capacity to access information beyond the range of the normal 5 physical senses. That is, they can perceive information outside the framework of what they already know in their minds. So that means there are other senses, the non-dominant senses of clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, and claircognizance are more functional than the average person. But I got to say this of a truth, anyone can learn to become a medium. And why aren't more people mediums? Why aren't more people talking to ascended masters, their guides? Why aren't you able to talk to your guides, your angels? Why aren't you able to? And the simple reason is this. You've been so conditioned by this physical world that only your 5 physical senses have been trained or developed by the existing medical system. And there's an existing educational system has conditioned everybody to only focus on the 5 physical senses. But everyone knows, without exception, at least everyone I've spoken to, knows there's more to life than just this. Everybody seems to have an awareness. There's something more. You don't have to wait until your body ceases to exist in order to discover more. You really don't need to. Good morning. Hi, Drusilla. It's Q&A day. So Drusilla's got a question. Hi, Beta. Hello, Cindy. Yeah, remember to give this video a thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, remember to subscribe to the channel. We're almost to 2,000 subscribers on the YouTube channel, and I'm almost to 2,000 on TikTok. So that's wonderful. Thank you so much for your support, everybody. So your body is a 5-sensory organism. It's an animal that you inhabit while you're in this physical dimension. And what you need to learn to do is to focus on the non-physical senses, learning to see. I mean, Master Jesus talks about this quite frequently when he says, you have to learn to see without eyes. You have to learn to hear without ears. He's talking about these other faculties that you have as an awareness called clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, and claircognizance, a way to know, to feel, to hear, to see without the necessity of the senses communicating that information to you. And that's what a medium, that's what a psychic, that's what a channeler does. They are able to utilize those non-physical faculties and bring information through from other realms of dimensional consciousness, because there are other dimensions of consciousness. You're living in 4 of them right now. Everybody that's listening to this right now, you're living in 4 dimensions right now. You're living in a body dimension. You're living in a mental dimension of thought. You're living in a dimension of energy or emotion. And you're living in a dimension of awareness. And you work with those 4 dimensions. Everybody does. Most people can't make the distinction between those dimensions because you think you are just a body. Or at least most people do. You've been trained to believe the body is the only locus of your identity. And yet you've got invisible thoughts that you can observe. So you're clearly not just stuck in that body as just a body. Your body is just the instrument through which thoughts and emotions go through. Let's get into some questions here. Hi, Beta. Question from Beta. What is the message from her grandmother today? She's showing me it's like she's sitting down on a chair. She's showing me her sitting down on a chair, and she's putting, like she's knitting away. There's something that you're trying to put together right now. She's saying, go very slowly. She's using the phrase knit 1, purl 2, which I know from my own database in my mind is a term for knitting, to knit something together very well and effectively. But she's saying to you, she wants you to, whatever you're doing, whatever you're putting together right now, do it very carefully. Be mindful, be patient. She's saying, be very patient. She's saying she's really excited about your upcoming success, but it's important. She says, 1, 2, 1, 2, each step in order. She wants you to take the steps in order. She's very excited about she's calm. I like her energy. She's so calm and relaxed. Just very, wow. Yeah, knit one, purl two. I like that. Thank you so much. Thank you for that question, Beta. If you have a question and you're on YouTube, just put the word question before your question. So I've conditioned my mind to look for the word question. But I will try to catch as many of you guys today as I can. And we're going through our week of our Mediumship Masterclass 102, which is about literally letting go of all of our old, past, dense emotions, liberating ourselves from the attachment to a negative self-view, which can be fairly easy to do if you understand the process. A lot of people suffer unnecessarily. Suffering is not necessary. A question from Cindy. Will my grandma come forward with a message? She's actually coming from behind you. She's coming from behind you. She's trying to push you forward. She's saying to tell you, don't be so afraid. She's saying, don't be so afraid, girl. Go forward. She wants you to go forward. Don't be afraid. It's okay. Go forward. I'm with you. She's like right behind you. She's right behind you. Go forward. I don't know what it is that you're afraid of, but she's saying that you need to go forward. You're holding back. Stop holding back. She's like shaking you lovingly. It's really beautiful. Anyway, go forward. Do not be afraid to go forward. She's wanting you to go forward. Wonderful. Thank you so much. I'm going to try and catch some of the TikTok questions as well. Oh, wow. Yes. So I'm just going through. I'm just scrolling through TikTok. So write question before your question. Yeah, even on TikTok, I've got a tablet in front of me, so I'm monitoring TikTok today as my beautiful wife is in transit as we speak. Question from Drusilla. Is it possible to ask my guides what my dominant frequency is? Does my mom or dad have a question? That's an interesting question, Drusilla. What is her dominant frequency? I'm getting this really tingly energy coming in, and they're saying your dominant frequency is represented by what you would call white light. Tell her to align herself to this. Tell her to find a substance that emanates pure white light. Tell her to feel the vibration of it. Let it stimulate what is in her to be brought to her attention. Look very closely at the white light. It will, what you see, you may use your senses so that what you see will stimulate what is hidden within you from your own sight. And that's really cool, Drusilla. Like literally find a white light that you can look into. Yes, they're saying it's important you pay close attention to the sensation first before the information. It's important you feel the sensation first before you try to interpret the information. Wow, that's cool. Thank you. I like that. Good question, Drusilla. How we go? There we go. I'm just scrolling down here. Question from Valencia on TikTok. Anything from my grandfather? Wow. He's showing an image of, he's got his arm around two people. He's got two people with him right now. They're very proud. Wow, did you hear that? They're very proud. And yes, they're very proud. There's three of them. There's not just your grandfather. There are three. There's himself, and there's a woman with him, and there's a younger woman with him. I can't pinpoint what they are, but they're saying they're very proud. He's with them. He's kind of very protecting. He says you have not to be afraid. You have not to be afraid. I don't know why it's coming through like that, but he says you have not to be afraid. Again, I don't know what that's in reference to, but these three are really with you strongly, like right now. I hope you can feel the energy of their presence as I am. Like I'm literally starting to sweat as their energy comes in. But yeah, very strong. Yeah, they're with you. These two are with him. They are watching over you. Yeah, very strong, very proud, and he knows you are too. He says, "Be strong, be proud." You need to be very strong and be very proud. You have good things to still do. You have many good things to still do. He's saying something. He's something about some little wooden car. He's saying, "Tell her about the wooden car. Tell her the little tiny wooden car." I don't know what that means, but he says she knows what it means. So something about the tiny little wooden car. He says that will help you to understand the truth of this. Yeah, he's saying very important. It's like a little wooden car with black wheels and reddish paint, and it's really cool. Anyway, thank you so much for your question. I've got a question from Holly. I must miss class today due to work. Does Buddha have a message for me, please? Great question, Holly. Before I get to that, just so everybody understands why Holly's asking that question, we're in the middle of our Mediumship 102 Masterclass. We have 4 different Masterclasses that teach different levels of mediumship and part of the Ascension movement, and how to awaken your consciousness, how to liberate yourself from your personality. And these courses and classes are the channeled works of the Ascended Masters, guardian angels, multidimensional beings. And today we have Master Buddha coming to teach today's lesson to the group on 4 p.m. on Friday. If you want to know more about our courses and classes, you can go to my website, williammichaelforbes.com, and check out our itinerary there, what's going on for the next few months. He's just Holly. He's just giving me one word. He's saying he's showing me this. He's got his hands like this. He's got his hands like this, and he's showing himself to me as a picture of like one of those golden Buddhas. But he's got his hands like this, and he's saying the word shh. Yes, tell her to quiet that down. Tell her to quiet that down. So he wants you to quiet that down. Like, shh. That's really important, to quiet that down. I love Buddha. His energy is so still, very, very still. But it can be very powerful. Stillness can be very loud. Let me tell you, stillness can be very, very, very loud. Yeah, if you want to know more about the type of work I do, go to my website again. And if you want to get a reading with me, you can, again, go to the website and book a reading with me. It's a very intense process, and you'll learn a lot about what you're needing to know with your life right now. You get direction from your guides, your angels, ascended masters, which are not bound by the same programming that your existing life and the people we know are in. We're all in a program in this physical dimension. So getting access to information outside of what you know allows you to transcend or move beyond what you know. And the reading is a very powerful way to kickstart yourself out of the old self into a new self. People in charge use bodies like cars. They jump in and out. Cool. Okay, here we go. Question from Manoj. Is there any message for me from my angels? Wow, I'm just getting crickets, Manoj. There's a step you better take for this to be heard. They're saying that you're not ready. You're not ready. You have to let that go. This frustration. You have to let that frustration go. You keep it harbored in your heart, and it stays in your world. You must let this go. Then you will hear us in the right spirit. For if you hold that harshness in you, you will not hear the message properly. This is something that they want me to say to everybody too, that it's important to understand that when you have anger and you have fear and you have guilt and you have shame stored in your mind and your body, and you're going to get information that filters through that. So if you're wanting to communicate to your guides and angels, don't do it when you're in a state of fear. Move into a state of peace and quiet, and then connect to them. It'll be much easier, and you won't get your information filtered through your frustration. Now, if you're really in a place where you're emotionally challenged, I would highly recommend calling on Archangel Michael for a place where you're really feeling challenged, because she'll step right in He doesn't have a problem breaking through the vibrational barriers of fear and anger, nor does Master Jesus. Some of the ascended masters won't care about how intense your anger or your fear is. They can punch right through it and give you the guidance and inspiration you need. And I know because I've experienced that in my life, and we all have that available to us. Question from Vio. Let's check what we got going on down here. Oh, hi, Tyler. Good to see you, Tyler. Hi. Hi, guys. I'm just scrolling through TikTok, see if there's anything there. Question for somebody's asking, Prestigo, will Parv contact Mona soon? I get a strong yes for that. Robert Dylan Stewart. Hi, Robert. Good to see you here. Wonderful. I don't necessarily have a question, but things are going to be okay. It's important you liberate. It's important you liberate the fear from your mind and heart. Let your faith restore the result. Not your fear will not. Like that. Yeah, they're saying it's not a big thing for you, Robert. It's just this little twinge of uncertainty that you just have to let go of. A really simple process they've taught me, and they teach others, for letting go of emotion like fear or anger or intense emotions in the moment is literally using the function of your breath. I know it sounds really simple, and yet it actually works. If you feel anxiety and you use your breath, and you use your breath like an instrument where you can draw the anxiety out through the crown chakra, you can literally draw anxiety up out of the body. And when you exhale, you release it with love and grace. Whenever you're going to release a negative emotion from your body, always release it with love and grace on your exhale. So you draw the anxiety up out of the body, and when you exhale, you release it from the body with love and grace. And you continue that cycle of breathing, pulling the anxiety or the depression, whatever the emotion is, pulling it up out of the body and releasing it. And keep that process going. And you'll notice with each exhale, you'll find the anxiety, and you'll find that any emotional negative state you're trying to release from the body will start to diminish. You'll feel that, especially when you exhale. That's where your exhale is a function of release, right? So you can use the function of your breath as a mechanism for releasing old emotions from your body. But I highly recommend coming in and registering with our next 102 Masterclass. It's a really wonderful course for doing that. Question from Vio. My friend Vivian was diagnosed with cancer. What is the reason behind it? She seems very good to manifest her worst fears. Thank you. Well, this is the whole thing that we're not taught, that we store emotion in our bodies. And there are different ways that we can get conditions, medical conditions, dis-ease in the body. We can get them chemically. We can get them through physical trauma. We can get them through different thought forms that generate emotional charges that are negative. But ultimately, what we've found and what we've discovered is that most emotions that people hold on to get stored in their body. And if you've got a lot of anger, you got a lot of fear, you got guilt and shame, and your body will actually store that away until you're able to release it. And most people don't. Most people go through lifetimes. I cannot tell you how many people I've encountered that go through lifetimes of holding on to anger and suffering and pain. And your body's not designed to be a repository for holding sustained anger, sustained fear, sustained guilt, sustained shame. Your body needs to be released of that, and it can't do it itself. But most people will store emotions in their body, and those emotions, if they accumulate, for example, let's take anger. Let's say you get angry a lot. Well, that anger will cause you to do things with your hands. Certain muscle groups will tighten up. You get frustrated. You might speak in a certain way. Whatever it is that you do with your body when you're in a certain emotional state, the things that you do with your body, those are the places that you're storing that emotion in your body. Keep that in mind. And yet there's a simple way to release it. We just described that breathing process, to literally liberate old emotions from the body instead of accumulating. Because I did that for many years. I accumulated a lot of emotion, and most people do. They don't know how to release it. They don't even know that they can. And most people have been taught to believe that the body is who you are. The body is not who you are. They keep telling me to tell everybody that the body is not who you are. It's the instrument that you use in your creative expression here, but it's not who you are, right? But you can, yeah, for her, I'm getting very strongly. Again, there's something that has happened, and she's really holding on to a lot of bitterness. It's not something she's been conscious of for a while. She's more conscious of it now because the symptoms that have arisen in the body have brought forth those emotions. And many of you that feel these emotions will ultimately find yourself wanting to get rid of them rather than to take responsibility for them. And what does taking responsibility of an emotion look like? It looks like you stop attacking yourself. You stop being angry, but you don't just ignore it. You don't negate it. You engage it. You get close to your anger. You get close to your fear, and you do so in a loving, kind, and compassionate way. You learn to change the qualities of energy that you store in your body. You must learn to change the qualities of energy that you store in your body, which is simply the instrument that you express your creation of thought and your creation of energy through. All thought, all emotion go through your physical body, enabling you to function as a creating intelligence in this physical dimension. You create in this physical dimension because you have thought and you have emotion moving through the physical medium that you have called your body. Wow, thank you. Anyway, much blessings, and I'm asking Archangel Raphael Vio to send healing to your friend, to send a healing that will allow her to come to a place of love towards that which she feels so much bitterness towards, to bring her love to her bitterness. That Raphael will help her to bring love to her bitterness. And when you bring love to anything less than love, you transform it. You transform things. Wow. Thank you so much. Question from Hassan. Any message for me from Archangel Raphael? Well, isn't that hilarious, Raphael being called in to do that? Yes, I think you will also receive that as well, Hassan. So Raphael, yes. Understand the nature. A lot of people ask, how can guardian angels, how can Master Jesus, how can all these ascended masters be in so many different places at once with so many of us? And there's a very simple answer to that. Let's look at the way you look at your body right now. Okay, you're in that beautiful body that you're sitting in. That's your body. It's the only one of its kind in all of creation. And there you are. You're sitting in that wonderful body. It's not who you are. It's not who you are. It's the instrument that you use to manifest your consciousness through. And it reacts and responds to anything you will think or say or do with it. And you can alter its frequency and range of functionality for you with clear understanding and intention. But you bring thought and you bring emotion into this vehicle. And the nature and quality of those thoughts and emotions cause conditions. Now, you are localized to that body. The ascended masters are not. They are able to expand their awareness beyond the body so that they can perceive more space and time with their awareness. They can sense more, much the same way as you're sitting in your body listening to this. But if you expand your awareness, all of a sudden you can become aware of all the things around you, the objects on the desk, the things on the chair, the stuff on your bed, the quality of light coming in the window. You can be aware of all those things. You can expand your awareness while you're still listening to these words, and you can become aware of more and more. Ascended masters, guardian angels, multidimensional beings have the capacity to expand their awareness over a broader range of time and space than you can, believing that you're just localized to that physical body. So Archangel Raphael can literally be with that person in awareness and that person in awareness because they're not bound by a finite point of time and space. I hope that explains to a few people, because that's really the truth. Is you believe you're just that body sitting here listening to these words, but the body is not who you are. It's the instrument you're using while you're here. Hi, TikTok. I'm just scrolling down through here. Hello. I'm just scrolling down to see if we've got any questions on TikTok. Question. Are we able to ask a question? Yes, you're absolutely able to ask questions here. This is your day. This is Friday for everybody. We're live Mondays and Wednesdays where we do channel messages from the Ascended Masters, multidimensional beings, the Atlantean Council. Many different beings come through, and they'll also answer your questions on those 2 days. But Friday, they told me to allocate Friday for Q&A for anybody on the mediums that were, the platforms where we're sharing this vibrational energy. Because we're not just talking here. These are not just words you're receiving. There are vibrations of energy being transmitted through the medium of these devices. There's a vibration being transmitted, not just physical words, but a vibration being transmitted through the medium of matter from this platform to all of us simultaneously. We're not just this. So yes, Tyler's asking, Tyler on TikTok, can you see if I will start my own business? I have an idea. Should I go forward with this? Thank you so much. Okay, Tyler, the idea that you want to go forward with, it's really important that you consider this. You must engage the idea with your love. That is to say that you love the idea and you feel your love about the idea as something that is consistent within your energy. This is he calls himself Dalen, this being named Dalen. He's your guardian angel, and he wants you to be very clear that you can go forward only in the frequency that represents what it is you're going to do. It must be love or nothing. He's saying it must be love or nothing, and it must be consistent within you and in relationship to all things connected to this venture. But go forward in the vibration of love. What does that look like for him? He understands the feeling. He just simply needs to stay in the feeling. So whatever you consider love as a vibration for yourself, Tyler, get in alignment with that feeling of love and go forward in that feeling, and having that feeling encompassing what you're doing and everything that comes into the spectrum of what you're doing. Let love be the energy that you approach it all with. He's saying that that will be the attracting frequency that you will pull the resources you need into from. But if you are, yes, he's saying, but if you are afraid, do not go forward until your fear is released. You cannot go forward in fear, for it will simply just result in more of what you are afraid is going to happen at this present time. You must release that too. Wow. Thank you, Tyler. Really appreciate that. Hi, Kira. Hello. Oh, I passed Drusilla's question. Oh, thank you for that super chat, Drusilla. I'm going to find your question. Where are we here, darling? Oh, there it is. Drusilla's asking, is it possible to ask? Oh, that question actually was, your dominant frequency. Yes, you will find this in the light. Please understand, you will find this in the light. In this light. And message I'm getting from your mom is, don't worry, dear. Don't worry. She says that you're normally a little bit more intense than you have been. She says, where's that? She's asking where the tomboy is. She's asking where that strong male energy that you normally used. Yeah, she was a handful. She's saying you were a handful when you were younger, but she really wants you to bring out more of that assertive male energy. It will really help you right now. She says she needs to play hard more. Thank you, Drusilla. I really appreciate that. Hi, guys. I'm just scrolling through TikTok too. Oh, you're very welcome, Tyler. So glad that helped. Yes, I know that happens a lot. A lot of people get goosebumps when this information comes through. I get sweating sometimes. I get chill bumps. I get all kinds of stuff that happens when you call somebody to come in and speak to you. But understand that you can train your awareness. You can train your awareness to perceive beyond the spectrum of your 5 physical senses. Most of our existing social and political and educational systems loan themselves only to keeping you bound to believing you are just a physical body. You are not just a physical body. You are a spiritual entity utilizing a medium of thought, emotion, and matter as a function of creation. Do not be led into the illusion that you are just a physical body. You are not. are using a physical body while you are here. Transcend it. And Drusilla's saying classes are amazing and inexpensive. When we are doing this for humanity, I've been told that there's over 1.7 billion people that are waking up on the planet that are beginning to realize there's something different. I don't know what it is. This awakening is happening universally right now because there's ascension energies, there's higher vibrational frequencies of energy entering our solar and planetary systems from the galactic center. Science is monitoring them and registering them as they do, but we call them ascension energies, is what I've been told. These ascension energies give humanity and many other races and species throughout the galaxies, and I say galaxies, even universes, that these ascension energies can only be used in one of two ways. They can only be used positively or negatively. There's no middle ground. And what we're struggling with as a species is most of humanity is tilted slightly off to fear, which is why the planetary poles have been shifting, because we've been moving away from love to fear. Energetically, our consciousness organizes matter. Just as the emotions in your body will cause your body to say and do certain things, the collective emotions of humanity restructures time, space, and matter, as it does for the Pleiadians and the Lyrans and the many other species that exist. Many of whom have already learned to master their emotional energy, so they don't go through the type of resets that we as a species have gone through for the last 72,000 years. So learning to get our consciousness, and this is the mission that I'm committed and dedicated to, is bringing humanity back to a divine expression of love, to align ourselves deliberately and consciously, collectively, to a frequency of love. And anything that's coming to the planet right now can only be used for love or fear. That's it. There's no in between with this, guys. So anyway, we're going through this exciting time. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, come out to the classes. Check them out, folks. Question from Marigold. Does my grandma Mary have a message for me? I don't know why she's saying this, but she's saying to tell him to slow down. She's saying there's somebody you know. It's a male. You need to tell him to slow down. Again, I don't know who she's referring to. Is this a specific person? She knows who I'm talking about. Yes, whoever he is, tell him to slow down. She wants to give you like a squeeze on the cheek. She wants to give you a little squeeze on the cheek, and it's just yeah, she really loves you. She cherishes you, little one. I love it. Let's see. We go down here. Hi there. How you doing? Are my parents? So Paulette is asking, are my parents around me and my husband? Anybody that you put attention on, if you find yourself thinking about somebody that's left their physical body, it's because they're transmitting a frequency for you to perceive them. Again, most people base their reality, and this is why it can be so confusing, because a part of you knows that there are these other dimensional realms. You live in 4 of them, right? With your parents, let me just say this. They're saying, open your ears. Tell her to hear us. They want you to hear them. A simple way to begin to know that they're with you. Sit your body down, okay? Just sit your body down, breathe and relax. And call on them, like ask them to come to you and become aware of any sensations or changes that you begin to experience. They're saying you should be feeling something right now. Right now, you'll be feeling like a little shivering, a little temperature increase. You'll be feeling a little anxious, but do not be afraid. What happens when you sit the body down, you relax it, is you can increase your sensitivity from being distracted by the body to feeling the energy of these beings. When you leave the physical medium of expression, you don't have a voice, you don't have arms or legs, you have an energy body, you have your consciousness, and you can still access that. You can access that with other people. Anyway, your parents love you. They've been with you for some time. They want you to hear them, like they really sit down. Just sit down and call their name. Feel their presence. Feel how they present to you. Everybody in a physical body is not just a physical body. You're not just a collage of thoughts in your mind. You are a divine entity, a soul, able to articulate, transform, transmute, and change thoughts, memories, emotions, and biology when you come to the awareness that you are a soul. Anyway, very beautiful. Thank you so much for that. You got beautiful parents. Question from Sarah. Hi, Sarah. Is my mother-in-law around us still? She is now. She just came back in. She comes and goes. She only comes to check in on you guys when you're in that place. She said when they're in that place, they got to stop doing that. She says you got to stop going to that place with each other. But when you guys are calm, she leaves. She comes when she's trying to get you to shake out of it. She's using the word shake out of it. Yes. I won't say that. Sorry. Anyway, she does love you very much, but you need to, whatever it is she wants you to shake out of. Again, this seems to be some sort of a place you get into conflict with these others that are concerned with her too. You have to stop the conflict. It has to stop. Stop it. Got time for 2 more questions, guys. I'm going to take one from Brian, and Brian's asking on YouTube, does my guide Elwin have a message for me today? Sorry, he's showing me you got your head. He's saying to take your head and put your head aside. He's literally saying that you tell him to put his head aside. I don't know. It's literally like you got your head in your hands. You put your head aside. And then he says, when that happens, when you put your head aside, he says, move into your heart. Move into your heart. Yes. So, okay, I'm going to paraphrase a bit what he's saying here. Like literally move your head aside. Put your thoughts aside. Move into your heart. And then what? Rest. He's saying rest in the lotus of your heart. Rest in the lotus of your heart. There's a spark there, a spark in your heart. Rest in there. Let its light go to your head. Let the light of your heart go to your head. I love that. Thank you so much, Alan. Really appreciate that. Thank you. And let's see what we've got going on here over on TikTok here. Well, I'm just scrolling down to see if we've got any more questions from TikTok. Hi, guys. Hi, Dean. Good to see you. Well, Dean is saying, my son says he sees my deceased daughter in our home. Is she still with us here? Yes, she's going to remain with you until you surrender your belief that you've lost her. She's never lost. People can lose their physical medium of expression, but they don't cease to exist. Like I said, if I take these 2 glasses, which are virtually identical, just different in volume, but if I take these 2 glasses, and one of them is broken, that doesn't mean water doesn't exist. Or you can use the analogy of you have 2 cell phones, and that you break one, you can still receive and transmit with the other. Your body's like a transmitting and receiving station. It's not who you are. It's the instrument that you've been given to learn the function of creation. That's really quite simply what your body is. It really is very simple. But yeah, she's with you. She's saying to tell your mother it's okay. It's okay. There's nothing wrong. It's okay. She's okay. She's okay. That's why she's really hanging around until she knows that you guys are okay. That she's okay. She is okay. Just because the physical medium of expression is gone does not mean the soul, that individual, is lost to existence. There'll never be that personality again, but that soul will not die. It's like if you look at Halloween. Every year people go out and they dress up in costumes. They put a costume on, they're there for the night, and then they take the costume off and they're back to another personality. But we do the same thing with our bodies. We jump into this, we create a personality, and now we're in the costume of the personality, but it's not who you are. She's saying to say, she also, I'm sorry, she's very, very assertive here. She's saying it's really important that you tell them to stop doing that. What is it that we're doing? Yeah, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong. She's excited. She's excited right now because she's knowing that you can actually sense this. That the warmth. She loves the warmth of your hand, your right hand. She's got her astral hand over your right hand right now. Like, just let yourself feel that. Once you understand that the body isn't who the person is, it makes this whole concept of death just another journey for people to go on, right? And that's all it is in reality. That I was just guided to take that question. William answered Don. So let's see where Don is. I'm trying to find Don. Well, Don, I've got somebody who's my higher up that's saying I need to answer your question. So Don, if you're still here, I'm going to scroll down and see. There's Don. There it is. Hi, Don. My son says he see. Oh, yes, we just did address that. Isn't that funny how that happens, right? Yes. Yes. Don't you fear, Don. And you stop doing that. She's saying stop judging yourself, too. Don't judge yourself. I'm just seeing if I've got one more question on TikTok. Quick question on TikTok from Donna May. Hi, Donna May. Does my mom hear me talk to her? Yes, she's saying, open your ears. Yes, Donna May, listen. She does hear you very clearly, but she doesn't need you the way you still need her. She's saying, open your ears and hear me, feel me. And she's not saying to open your ears necessarily to hear words, but to feel her love. Like, she wants you to know that her love is still with you. This is so important, because just because the physical medium of the expression is gone doesn't mean the signal is not being transmitted. I take two radio sets beside each other. They're on the exact same radio station. I break one. The radio station, the signal's not gone. It's just playing through another instrument, right? So when a physical person dies, it's like that. The instrument gone, but the signal's still there. And you can learn to tune. Anybody can learn to tune into the signals of those who have left the physical dimension. Anybody can learn to do that. It's just a matter of getting your mind into a place, and the consciousness will allow that. But she, yeah, you have no worries about that. She wants you to really listen to her, but feel the vibration of her love, Don. You're going to feel such a great relief when you actually experience her energy. Just let yourself receive it. Let yourself receive it. Yeah. I got one. My guardian angel John is just coming. He wants me to say to you, for those of you that have relatives, family members that have left the physical body, it's important you understand that they still exist in consciousness. That do not be lost in the illusion that you have lost them. You are simply not in the flesh with them, but you may commune with them energetically. You may learn to commune energetically with those who are not in the body by learning to feel their presence with your consciousness. You must understand that your thoughts, your awareness are not physical, and it is on the thought realm and on the level of awareness that you can perceive and experience these non-physical dimensions. There are simple things you can learn to do this with, but that is something I felt was very important to communicate to you before this one finishes today. So understand this. Suffering is not necessary. You can surrender it. I want to say thank you, everybody, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, for coming out today. I want to wish you guys all much, much love. I'll look forward to, yeah, I know it's beautiful, isn't it, when you feel in presence. You know, once you get out, once you realize the body does not determine your existence, it's simply the instrument through which you express. And it's true for everybody. I don't care who you are, what realm you're on. Your body and your mind are instruments of functioning and learning to create. That's all. I want to wish you all much love, everybody. I want you to all have a wonderful, a joy-filled weekend. Oh, and remember, join us tomorrow for our meditation discussion and our little meditation for tomorrow for literally helping to establish global love, like a frequency of love in the collective unconscious of humanity. And I'm going to have the Divine Collective with me tomorrow, so they got beautiful energy. So come join us at 10 a.m. live here on my YouTube channel. If you're new, remember to subscribe. Hit that subscribe button, the notification bell. If you're on TikTok, remember to give me a follow, thumbs up, and whatever you can do. Again, I wish you all much, much love. And I want to thank all the beings, all the entities that were present with us today. I wish you all much, much joy, much, much love, and I will see you tomorrow.